All right, that is a big time win from the Celtics tonight. The other day, Sunday seemed like such a blur with the news about Kobe, and I'm gonna do a reaction sort of thing to Kobe. I was just saving it. There's so much going on with talking about Kobe, and I kind of wanted to think about what I wanted to say about it before I just went and started a stream of consciousness. So I'll talk about that maybe later tonight, probably tomorrow though. But in the meantime, the Celtics do bounce back from that weird game on Sunday where they just never looked right against the Pelicans. And what's one of their most important games of the season was tonight, considering how bunched up the East is after the Milwaukee Bucks. And they went into a place that's been one of, if not the toughest places to play in the NBA this season in Miami, and basically had a almost an end-to-end victory, and they played well every quarter. Something that they haven't done a lot, and something that I've criticized them for a lot this season, not playing complete games. And the Celtics were game for this one. They were up for it from the tip-off, and they were able to survive poor shooting nights from Marcus Smart and Kemba Walker on the strength of Gordon Hayward and Jaylen Brown, who were both excellent. Daniel Tice was terrific tonight, and I said in my tweet for this was going to include some praise for Brad Wanamaker, who I criticize all the time if you listen to these before. But tonight I thought he really stepped up, hit a couple of big threes when the Celtics were going through a little bit of a lull, and gave them energy off the bench that they've been lacking when they lose these games. So credit to Brad Wanamaker there. I said it. He did a good job. But really the star of the game was clearly Gordon Hayward, who put in a vintage Utah Gordon Hayward performance, driving hard to the basket, hitting his threes, pulling up, taking his man off the dribble. At the end of the game, you could see the Celtics were trying to get Hayward in switches so he could take a lesser defender one-on-one, which is really a sign that they trust what Gordon Hayward's doing and like what they're seeing with him on the court. And it was working. So a lot of credit to Gordon Hayward for coming back again this season from injury and struggling. And then it looks like he's getting things going. That's 3 20-point games in a row for him. So it looks like he's found his rhythm, though I would say the 20-point games in a row is no coincidence that Jason Tatum's been out for 2 of those games. So Hayward's getting more touches. We'll see what happens with that streak of 20-point games once Jason Tatum gets back in the lineup. I suspect it probably won't continue. But obviously the Celtics are at their best when they have all their guys healthy. And despite not having Tatum tonight, they went on the road and they beat a team that has a better record than them right now and that had only lost 2 games in Miami this season. So really impressive win. And again, like I said, Kemba didn't have the greatest shooting night. Marcus Smart didn't have the greatest shooting night, though they made plays when it mattered. Marcus Smart had a big 3 when it mattered. Kemba Walker had a nice fourth quarter for himself. Marcus also had a huge tip out for to keep a play alive and keep the clock running at the end of the game. So he does what he did. He did what he does and makes winning plays that don't necessarily show up in the stat sheet. But an important win for the Celtics. I mean, no mistake about it. They needed to rebound from a bad loss in New Orleans on Sunday, and facing this team on the road in a place that the Heat have been dominant this season, and make a statement and say, hey, we're not going to let one bad loss affect us. We're going to play a team that has a better record than us and play them hard all 4 quarters. And look what happens when you don't spot a team 20 points in a game. You give yourself a chance to win, and that's what the Celtics did tonight. So I thought I have really no criticisms with anybody tonight. I think that they did an excellent job, and it was a much-needed victory as they've really continued to build off of that big Lakers win a week ago. Other than that shitty New Orleans loss, they've been playing really well. So hopefully this continues. Hopefully they get Cantor and Green and Tatum back, because we really have barely had a healthy Celtics team this year. I mean, one person's in, one person's out. That's how it's gone all year. So as the Celtics are nearing the All-Star break, hopefully they will be at their healthiest right when it comes to an end. Maybe Robert Williams will come back right after the All-Star break too. And then we have the trade deadline to talk about, where the Celtics should certainly be looking to add, especially to their bench, because they could, as we've talked about a lot this season, really use some bench help. So, big win. I will be back on Thursday as the Celtics play and this is really fun to say, the awful, terrible Golden State Warriors. That's here at the Garden. So hopefully the Celtics don't play down to their competition there and breeze by that game, as the Warriors are legitimately just horrible, again, which is very fun to say. So I'll talk to you then. Thanks to everybody who is watching. I will talk to you later. See ya.